Welcome back to H-Lock Gaming as always. So here is my Defenders tier list. If you saw my previous video, you might have a good idea of who the first two are. So let's go with number 5 here. And unfortunately, it's going to be Fujin. Let's take a look at his kit real quick. So attacks all enemies, has a 50 or 30, goes up to 50. Chance to place resistance down 2. Attacks all enemies, places protect 2. Also places stalwart on allies for 1 turn. If Raging is on the team, place ward. Then the ultimate, very expensive. Starts at 250. Transfers 1 debuff from each ally to this hero and attacks. Transfers all debuffs from this hero to an enemy target. For each debuff transferred, increases the barrier 50%. If Raging is on the team, transfer all debuffs to this hero. Passive reduces all damage received by allies from AoEs by 30%. That's actually decent. Leader bonus, 50% res in all battles. So, for me, his kit just doesn't hit the mark. You see this stuff in here. Where is it at? If Raging, I think I'm saying that correctly, is on the team. So really, he's meant to be used in tandem with him. Raging has I think it's on his core. He will put barrier up, so it's nice that it increases it, but you have to bring somebody else on the team. It doesn't necessarily have to be Raging if you had somebody else doing it. To me, these skills just kind of feel like a mix of an invoker and a disruptor on their own. The tandem together, when you look at both kits, does actually seem kind of decent as a team, but standalone, he's just got to go at the bottom of the list. And I know in my last video I said I didn't really see any bad defenders. No, I lied. I would not take this guy. There's plenty of invokers I would take over this dude, unfortunately. So, yeah, choose somebody else, I would say, if you pull this guy, if you can. If you can't, you get him. He's still a legendary. So, don't fret. For the next one, there actually is no 4, and I'm going to say Anu and Heimdall both tie for 3rd place. Heimdall's kit is pretty much the same as we saw from Alpha, other than the big change here. This was 400, this is now 300. He still has the Retaliate and Intercept, which are both very good, and 2 turns. I mean, look at the price here for this ultimate, right? 14.15. It was 19.50 for the previous one, and this is just much better, right? With the shield, the defense up, then protect, right? And it starts off even higher. And that's just a comparison there why I put Fujin at the bottom. You just see the difference right here automatically between Heimdall. And then his passive, allies under any buff have a 50% chance to reflect any debuff received. Also very good. Defense, oh yeah, this was changed too. I think it was all battles, but there was obviously no arena in the alpha, so that makes sense why they changed that. That's kind of why I moved him down, since it's not in all battles and this is smaller. If this was still all battles and that was 400, he might be back at the top. But let's take a look at Anu, who is also very good. All right, here we go with Anu. Attack one enemy with these multipliers, place vanish on the ally with the lowest current HP. Okay, that's a bit of a way to protect them there. Get them out of the field to play for a bit. Like that. Place defense up 2 on all allies for 2 turns, and place protect 2 on all allies except this hero for 2 turns. Grace of the Heavens core. Place defense up 2 on all allies for 2 turns, and protect 2 on all allies except this hero for 2 turns. That's a good skill there, right? Gonna keep some people alive. Gotta build this dude tanky, though, with the protect. Just a quick reminder, protect 2 will be... he takes, I think, 30% of the damage. Let me check on that. Yeah, protect 1, 2, 15, 30. So he'll take 30% of the damage this unit would receive instead. And then his passive here is very interesting. Obviously, you would kind of have to manual play to do this, but it says for every 10% divinity on this hero, reduce the damage allies receive by 3%. So it's not that crazy of a strategy maybe to fill his divinity meter up and keep it full and essentially reduce the damage allies take by 30% and then kind of use this more sparingly, more tactical. Granted, this is going to require more manual play. I guess also we don't really know how sort of the automated playing, sort of how you can choose the priority of skills is going to work yet. So there might be a way you could just turn off the ultimate and just keep that damage reduction or something. And then his leader bonus, 30% defense in arena, same as Heimdall. All right. Number 2, as you know, is Athena. Athena, Spear of Justice. Attack one enemy, place defense up 2 on all allies for 1 turn. Like I said, the 1 turn, not that great, but this skill more than makes up for it. Place shield, 400% defense. Again, I'll remind you, that is the largest we are seeing out of any character so far. On all allies, reduces the damage inflicted to allies by 5%, stacking up to 3 times. So up to 15%. Pretty good for longer fights there. And even shorter ones, just 3% can help at times, Then the ultimate here, attacks all enemies, increases the damage of the next ultimate by 3% each time an ally is attacked under shield. Okay, then the passive, Medusa's Glare, excellent name, based on the shield obviously. When an ally under shield is attacked, has a 70% chance to place Petrify for 1 turn. That's an okay passive, nothing too spectacular. And then the leader bonus, 33, so higher than Anu and Heimdall in that case, so also another reason I kind of bumped her up there. But yeah, this 400% defense, as I said in my last video, the biggest, that's why I put her at number 2. And then my personal favorite, and who I think is the best all-around defender that we've seen so far. All right, number 1, we got Svarog, Seared Strike, attack one enemy with a 75, can go up to 100. Chance to place Blunt 2 on the target for 2 turns. Now, it is only 1 enemy, so you're going to have to use it more strategic as far as manual play goes. So maybe that puts people's, or that moves him down on people's list. Some people don't like manual play. I still think it might be pretty good on auto play, but we'll have to wait and see. Attacks all enemies. Has a 75 up to 100% chance to place attack down 2. So that's what I like there, right? Turning the damage down on all enemies. Also places protect 2 on all allies for 2 turns. Again, that's the 30% version. So you're going to have to build this guy tanky because he's going to be taking the damage. His ultimate places resistance up 2 and defense up 2 on all allies for 3 turns. Then places a shield 250 on all allies. So that's actually the smallest out of Athena, Heimdall, and then Svarog. His is the lowest. But with him sort of the attack down in the blunt, I see why they did that smaller. Okay, his passive, Forge Fire Protection. Each time an ally uses an ultimate, decreases the damage received by all allies by 3% up to 10 times, so up to 30%. I think that's pretty good. I love that passive as far as his overall kit goes. It fits with it very well. You could put some good damage dealers in there with him and leave him semi-squishy. Crank out some ultimates and they just automatically get this damage reduction. And then 2, the 30% defense in dungeon battles, more widely used than, what we saw all the other ones were arena battles. So for me, that's why he's number 1. All right, H-Lock from the future here. I realized I didn't actually show this tier list Again, I just said Svarog was number one. I'll cut this in before I put in my outro, just so I can mark it as a timestamp if you just want to come here and sort of look at this real quick to see what order I put them in. And again, Svarog, Athena, Anu, Heimdall. This is no order here. They're both tied. And then Fujin is really the only not great one. Don't take him if you can avoid it. Again, down below, let me know what you think. I'm always open to some arguments. Like I said, I think, honestly, any of the top four are good. Really, only Fujin is not very good in my opinion. The kit just doesn't hit the mark. Like I said, it kind of feels like a cross between the Invoker and a Disruptor. This has been H-Lock. Thanks for watching. Bye.